Welcome in this first masterclass. We are going to understand how to use a deck, how to build a deck, what card should you use in a deck, and how to understand what are the best cards for a deck based on those Pokemons. Because for every type of deck there are different type of cards that we should use, and there are some cards that we have to use in every single deck. So for this video we are going to understand how to use a Miraidon EX, Iron Nan's EX, and this type of deck is a fast deck, an early game deck. So we are going to understand what type of cards we need in an early game deck. Okay, so we also have to understand how to use properly this deck and what we want to strike with this deck, because every single deck has a strategy, and if we do not follow the strategy of the deck, we are not going to win. So for example, the Gardevoir EX is a late game deck, mid-late game deck, so we want different type of cards compared to this Miraidon EX deck that is a fast and early game deck. This means that we want to win the first 3-4 max turns, and after 4 turns we have a really low chance to win the game. So we have to strike fast, we have to strike first, and we have to take down every single Pokemon that can treat our deck in your opponent bench. So for example, we want a lot of cards that we have to set up in the bench so that we can roll our hand and shuffle our hand and find the best cards. So for example, of course we need a Miraidon X. Miraidon X is the main card of this deck because yes, we can attach energies to this Pokemon, but the goal of this Miraidon X is to set up other Thunder type Pokemon. So we can set up Iron Hand, we can set up Raikou, we can set up Zapdos. Okay, so the goal of Miraidon is to take from our deck the Pokemon that we need to strike, and the Pokemon that we want in every single turn is the Iron Hand, because this Pokemon is the Pokemon that is going to gift us 2 prides, 3 prides every single turn. Okay, so this is the goal of this deck: set up the Pokemon that we need. So we can also load the first time Miraidon, and then we can use the strategy switch in Miraidon EX to strike every single time 220 damages. So what we want in the first hand is of course a Squalabillick, because this Pokemon can only be used on our first turn. So we want this Squalabillick in our first turn. This means that we want to find this Pokemon, we have to set up the Squalabillick with the Nest Ball, and so we need 4 at least Nest Ball, we need 4 Ultra Ball to take the Squalabillick and roll our hand. So that's the reason why we want 4 Nest Ball and 4 Ultra Ball. Also, if we do not need to take every Pokemon from our deck. Once we have the Squalabillick in our bench, we can roll our hand. So that's the reason why we need at least a Squalabillick in our hand, because we can roll. So this is a card that we want in every single fast deck. Every single deck that want to strike first need a Squalabillick and need the Luminion, because we have to take the Boss Order, we have to take the Armor that allows us to take the Electric Generator that is needed to attach energy to our Iron Hand. So we are going to use a Squalabillick, we are going to roll our hand, maybe we are going to set up a Luminion, we are going to take the Arben, and we are going to attach energies to our Iron Hand, or we are going to attach energies to Miraidon. Of course, we are going to use 4 Boss Order. In my opinion, we can also set up 3 Boss Order, because also if we want to strike on the first turn, it's hard, really hard that you are going to use a Boss Order in our first turn. So we need just 3 Boss Order, we do not need 4, and we can also set up another one, Rescue Bird, or we can also set up an EV Weight, which is even better. So we are going to attach EV Button, that's a great tool that we can use, or we can also use a I don't remember the name, another tool that can be used. Okay, but those are the cards that we need. Okay, so once we set up our bench, once we set up our Pokemon on the bench, we want to strike the opponent main resources. This means that we can kill, for example, not against the, I don't remember the names. For example, we do not want to kill the Shenpao, because Shenpao can easily be attached again, we can easily be set up in the bench and switch out, but we want to kill the Frigibax, because if we kill the Frigibax, the opponent is not going to evolve it, so it's going to lose a turn or even more. So if he's not able to set up 2 Frigibax, he's going to lose his game, because we are going to destroy every single Frigibax, we are going to kill the Frigibax every single turn thanks to our Boss Order. So that's why we want to we need boss order to take the opponent resources and strike those resources. Again, if you are going to play against like a Gardevoir, we want to kill the Ralts, we want to kill the Gardevoir, so he can't actually, oops, there is a basic one, so he can't actually attach energy from his discard pile, and that's the best way to slow down a Gardevoir X. We can take his Ralts, we can take his Kirlia, and we can kill those Pokemon. So we have to kill the Pokemon that slow down the opponent deck. That's the reason why we want to use, that's the goal, to use an early game deck. We want to kill and slow down the opponent deck because we can strike first. Then why we need the Mew X, why we need Radiant Greninja, those cards are all supporter Pokemon that are needed to speed up our end. So we are going to attach energies, we are going to draw other 3 cards, we are going to take a supporter, we are going to take a boss order, we are going to strike, we are going to roll our end, and of course we can discard the other Squalabilic. We can also use one Squalabilic, but it's a good idea to use 2 because sometimes it goes under prize reward card, so it's not really fun to find one in the next turn. And as last, once we are in not the right game, we can also set up an Ursaluna EX. This is a late game card that does not need energy to strike 240 damage to the opponent active Pokemon. And then we can switch out with the switch card because it's a basic Pokemon. Then once we want trainer cards, of course there are some cards that can't miss in this deck. And I'm talking about the Electric Generator. This card speed up our deck because we can attach energy from our deck to our bench Pokemon. We can use Arven to take maybe some for a Sealstone, we can take an Eevee Baton, we can take a Bravery Charm, we can take a Rescue Bird, and we can take the Electric Generator or Nestball to use a Squalabilic. So after those maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other cards are not really that useful, and you can adapt this deck to what are your needs and what you feel that is better, because of course Town Store maybe is not the best stadium in this case. We can play a card that's different stadium. We can play a Collapse Stadium, because with the Collapse Stadium we can remove the Squalabilic, we can remove our Aluminium, so this is a great card to destroy our bench, also the opponent bench, so we can remove any treat that can make us lose the game. We can use a Jamming Tower, because we do not use a lot of tools, so yes, we can use a Bravery Charm, but we can also avoid it. It's not really that great card once we have the Jamming Tower, of course, but in general it's not really a card that is going to change our game. Okay, so there are even better cards that we can use. We can also use a Temple Sinnoh, because right now there is a Lugia Vistar, so we can set up a Temple Sinnoh and destroy every single Lugia Vistar opponent deck. Okay, so there are a lot of stuff that you can use over this Tone Store that yes can be useful, but I don't know, there are better cards. Also this Beach Court, so we can use like this one, a Beach Court, and we are going to swap our Pokemon. We do not even need this Rescue Bird because we have the Beach Court. Okay, and for the energies here we are 16 energies, probably because we are going to drop most of our cards. We are going to drop a lot of cards with the Squalabilic. We are going to drop cards with Greninja, so we need a lot of energies. In my opinion, we can lower down to test. Yeah, probably we can remove 6 cards and we can add some better tool. We can add some better item, because we do not need 16 energies, and we are going to slow down our deck with 16 energies. Okay, but still is a great way to use because we have Electric Generator, so we are going to find a lot of energies. So as last we have a double turbo energies. I don't think this is a great card too, because we have 16 energies, so we can use other thing. We are going also to use damages, so are other energies that we can remove from this deck, and we can add some more tools that can be useful to win and to speed up our end. For example, now I removed 1 electric and 1 double energy to add 2 Pokemon Coacher, so we are going to use a tool instead of a boss order. We can use the Arven. Okay, so that's also a nice a good way to speed up this match. Now let's test this deck. So for example, we have a Radiant Ninja and Iron Bundle. This Pokemon should be set in the bench because we can use only the bench. We can set up a Radiant Ninja, but I do not want to lose Radiant Ninja, so I prefer to have a Radiant Bundle in the first as a first card, and we are not going to set any more Pokemon in our bench on the draw phase, because the opponent can understand what are our cards, or maybe can use some strategy to take in Pokemon like a Pokemon Coacher, and is going to slow down, so he can strike in any case. So once it is our turn, we are going to set up the Greninja. We are going to set up a Scolabilic, like I told you. Or maybe better, I have a Ultra Ball. I'm going to set up a Miraidon in this case, because I prefer to set up this Miraidon. I can take in Iron Hand and this Raikou. Okay. I can't actually switch out the Iron Bundle to set up the Raikou, so I'm going to drop this 2 energy. I can use an Electric Generator, take 2 energies, and I can also attach actually energy to Iron Hand, which is not bad. Or I can strike and take down this Rotom. Yeah, probably I'm going to do this thing. Okay, now I need I'm going to drop anything in any case, so I'm going to use an Ultra Ball, Bravery Charm. I'm going to take this Scolabilic. I'm going to set Scolabilic. I can set the energy to Miraidon. And we are going to use Squawk and Sights. Okay, now as you can watch, we have our bench filled with Pokemons. I'm going to attach the 2 energies here. I'm going to touch anything. And I can also pass. Yeah, he's not going to strike, he's going to use a Rotom V, probably is going to set up Charmander, so our bench is filled. It's not a great idea to start first with this deck, but I was a little bit unlucky. So we can easily win in our next turn, and probably I'm going to kill this Charmander. I'm not going to strike with Iron Hand and take 2 prizes in this first turn. And the reason we're not going to do this action is because when we kill the opponent Rotom, is going to attack us with 6 damages more instead than 30. So also when you strike against Charizard, we do not want to take early prizes too early, because we are going to lose too many Pokemon. So it's better to strike the opponent resources. In this case I can kill the Rotom, of course, but I can also kill the Bibarel. So he's going to draw 3 cards, but he's going to lose right now the Bidoof for Bibarel. So in this case he set up, I don't know why, the Iron Hand, so I can actually kill the Charmander, and because he's going to set up a boss there. I'm going to attach this one, maybe he's not going to die in my next turn. So I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to use an Arben, going to take. Oh, I don't have Electric Generator. I can take EV Button and Pokemon Coacher. So now I'm a little bit stuck, and I'm going to take the double energy. Double energy. Okay. Touch the double energy, and then going to strike the opponent Pokemon. In this case, also kill a Bidoof is a good idea, but is going to set up the Charizard, so I'm going to kill this Charmander, and if he's not going to set up the Charizard in his next turn, or another Charmander, we can kill also the Charmander, which is not a bad idea, and then I'm going to strike his resources. So in this case, I'm going to check if I can set up this Charmander in, and I'm going to use Okay, I'm going to set up the Charmander. So I'm going to take in the Charmander. I'm going to lose this Iron Hand, but I'm going to touch energies. I'm going to switch out, take in the Charmander, attach an EV button. I'm going to give the energies because we have few cards in this moment, and then going to strike Ampure. Much. I'm going to take 2 prizes because it's going to kill in any case my Pokemons. And the next turn I need to kill the Charizard because it's going to take down my Iron Hand. I'm going to set up the Raikou, and probably I can also set up the Mew EX and start to load the Mew EX. Okay, now for example I have to understand what's the best way to win this match, because it's not that easy. I can use an Iron Bundle to slow him down, but I have to understand if it's a better idea to kill that Charmander so he can't load the Pokemon, or I should kill the Charizard. I was able to load up another Miraidon, so I decided to use this thing. I'm not lucky enough to set up the other deck, so probably I'm going to load the Mew. I don't know if I should use the Prime Coacher to kill a Pokemon, because if I use this is a moment that if I make mistakes in the moment, I lose the match, because I need to kill and take the prize right now, because he can be shot every single one-shot every single my Pokemon. So I need to kill an opponent Pokemon in this moment to win the next match, and I need to kill 2 Pokemon on my next turn. So I need to take down, I'm forced to take down an opponent Pokemon. So probably I'm going to lose the Raikou, but I want to use a Prime Coacher. I'm going to slow down so he can't load the Charmander, probably, but maybe I can kill the Bibarel. I should kill the Bibarel, I don't know. Probably it's better kill the Charmander so he can't load the Charmander. It's not a problem. Yes, totally not a problem. Yeah, just for a moment, let's kill this boy. Let's set up a Raikou. So I can use this restart, take 2 cards. I don't know if this Luminion is a good thing. Let's use a Fleetfoot. Okay, this beach card is good, but I'm not going to use it right now. Let's use a Lightning Rondo. Take the Charmander down, and now I need to take 2 prizes. So in my next turn, I need the Zapdos. Okay, I can win the match. I can win this match because I need the Zapdos. I need the Zapdos, and I need... Oh, I can also use this Gouging Fire, but I don't have 3 energies here. This is a little bit unlucky. So I'm forced to find the Zapdos, and I'm forced to take a Boss Order. If I don't have the Boss Order, I can't win the match. So I'm going to take a Zapdos with Ultra Ball, unless... Oh, no. Okay, I won, because in this moment I'm going to use a beach card, so that's perfect. You removed it. We can use a Ultra Ball, take in the Zapdos, then I'm going to set up the Luminion, unless he has a Yono, so I'm going to use the Luminion. Take a Boss Order, take in the Gouging Fire, and we won. Yeah, yes, exactly. So when you enter the mid game with this deck, you have to count every single strike to win the match, because if you make just a single mistake, it's done. So after you pass the early game, the first turn, you can't make mistakes. You have to play perfect against every single deck, because your resources are limited. Your Pokemon does not strike a lot of damages, so if your opponent make a mistake, you can easily win, but if you make a mistake, you lose it. So in this moment I have the Zapdos, so I'm going to set up this Miraidon EX, and I'm going to do my game. Okay, we have the Boss Order, so I just need the Zapdos. Let's take this Zapdos. because we are going to deal just 10 damage more to our opponent Pokemon. We are going to use a boss order, going to set up the boy, Photon Blaster, and we won. Okay, this is how you win a game, by destroying the opponent resources, by slowing down the opponent. And he did a mistake, he set up a Gouging Fire. If he didn't set up the Gouging Fire, so he set up a card that was worthless in this game, because he didn't need to set up that Gouging Fire, he could have won the match by striking again with the Charizard. Instead, I strike his Gouging Fire, so I count my attacks, and I was able to win this match just because I used my resource better than my opponent. So I played this match much better than him. I taught a lot more to my action, and that's what you have to do when you play a game. If you are not ready to attack the proper Pokemon, just think a few seconds more first, then strike, because you are going to lose easily the match. Guys, please subscribe to this channel if you like this video, or I can't grow, I can't upload more videos because the platform is going to penalize me. And if you want to watch another deck, just click the video in the center of the screen.